I thought of creating a quick intro to using Maya Quadro and introducing some of the stuff that I have in my interface. So let's create together sphere. So if I want to start drawing topology on top of this sphere, the first thing I do is I go to this button and make this sphere live, and then going to the Quadro and then starting to add face. And so on. Notice when I press shift, it asks me if you want to relax, and it starts to relax what we have. So as long as I'm keeping this sphere live, whatever I do, it snaps to it. So when I don't want to affect that, I just have to remove it. So now whatever I do, it's not really affected to the sphere, as you can see. Notice that whenever we are working with Quadro, it adds a lot of history to our objects, so make sure that when you are done, you delete history. Also, you may have noticed that on my custom shelf, I have a couple of shortcuts. So if you would like to know how, you just can go to whatever shortcut you'd like to add. So let's try and add reset transformation. And all you have to do is press Ctrl Shift and then press on that button, and it creates a shortcut for it in here. And whenever you need it, you'll find it always in here. So another thing I've been using is a sticks tool, which I will leave a link to it in the resources. What it does, whatever I have selected, and when I press on this button export, it exports it to ZBrush, and I can export from ZBrush, and pressing on this button import, it imports back to Maya, which is a really cool different version of Gozi that is actually working without errors. For blend shapes, if I have this sphere and I would like to add some changes that I'm not really sure about or confident, I always like to create a blend shape and add target. And then if you go to sculpting tools, you have all the brushes that you may need. You can also activate symmetry by pressing on this and choosing the axis you would like to use. So either X or Y. Or Z. And if you like to take a copy of this, just right click on top of it and rebuild the target, and now you have it. And in case you deleted your blend shape and you'd like to add it, just select the shape, then the source, and create blend shape. And if you'd like to make these changes, let's make it 0.5 for example, you just delete history, and that's it. So I also wanted to demonstrate the use of supporting edges and subdivision. So let's show wires. So we have here very basic cube, and in here I added two edges in the middle, and then in here I added two edges, but I spaced between them to be matching the borders, and then more space and narrower at the borders. And then in here I added two more in the opposite direction, and in here and in here a lot of supporting edges from different sides. So let's do a preview subdivision, pressing on 3 to see how it looks like. So as you can see, our first have no supporting edge whatsoever, so it's becoming a sphere. Second one have two edges in the middle, but they are not really affecting any sharpness, but it's trying to hold the shape for the box. So if we add two more, so let's try and add two more, and make them in the middle. It's trying to hold the shape of the box, but it's not really, the edges are not really supporting the borders. And in here, it's starting to get sharper, but still we don't have any supporting edges in the middle, so it's becoming rounder. And in here it's harder around the edges, but still in the middle we got nothing. So looking at this one, it's starting to get the shape of the box, but we have supporting edges this way, but not from the side. So as you see, it's getting a weird shape. And finally, we have supporting edges all over, surrounding all the sharp edges that we need. And when we subdivide, it looks more like a cube, which is better. And the more you add, the more you get better results. So let's try to add one more. And another one. And another one. So as you can see, it's getting better. Whenever you add supporting edges, you get better results. So I hope this was a useful introduction for you, and thanks for watching.